Alright, welcome to CG's Refining and Recovery. Welcome back, guys. So today, we got a lot of stuff to do today. So I'm gonna show y'all what we got going on. But before I start the video out, I'm gonna let y'all know that it says caution. I will be using nitric acid and other corrosive materials in this video. And any misuse of these materials, they can cause death or real bad bodily harm. All right, so that's out the way. So I'm gonna say welcome back, y'all, and hallelujah. So, all right, so my partner, his business partner, sent him in all of this stuff right here. So I went through and I cleaned all of it. Let me dump it out. So I went through, cleaned it all up. I took out all the stuff that I cleaned all the gold field, or I cleaned it all up. Let's say that. So all the steel pieces and stuff that I seen that I could find, that I peeled it all off. So I cleaned everything off. So, but here is the thing with this. So this right here, a lot of this is unmarked. Like a lot of it's unmarked. So my business partner sent it in, and I mean, I'm sure that says Supreme. See if y'all can see that. It says Supreme, and I think that's Illinois Watch Company, IWC. I think that's what that stands for. I'm not really sure, but a lot of those watch cases, pocket watch cases, be gold. They're gold filled. I mean, it looks gold. That looks gold filled. Now I just did a pocket watch for him that got sent back to him, and the guy said there was no gold on it, and I did it and I didn't get no gold out of it neither. But so here we go. So I got all of this, and I'm gonna break this down. Some of it was marked. Let me go in here. I can find some stuff that was marked. So not that one, but there was some of this stuff is marked. Now I can say that. Now I did see some gold filled pocket watch, but they was the little ones. So we got this. I mean, I've been doing this for a little while now. Like, I know this will be marked right here. This will be Fort 120. Hold on, where's it at? Not this one, but there's a bunch of them little ones that's got 120, 110K, and I know there was some pocket watch. Some watch bands I took the gold field tops off of, and I'm positive those were gold field tops because I've done so many. But this one right here, like this right here, it'll say what it's gonna say. It says 120, 12K. Hold on, let me see if y'all can zoom in. It'll say 120, 12K right here. But what I do realize is that when I put this in the nitric and the distilled water boils, this part never really dissolves. So I just pull that out whenever I get done. So these right here, I've done so many of these. The weight on them's perfect, like to say it's gold filled. And okay, so I did forget that. That's what That's what I take out of them. So what I do is I want to get that little metal spring out, that little metal thing. So I take it and I just pop it like this. It'll pop right out. Hold on. Boom. Make sure it don't pop me in my face. So boom. Do this one. Hold on, let me do it. Alright. Oh yeah, to everybody that subscribe, man, and ones I've been talking to and been just communicating back and forth, man. How y'all doing, man? Hope all is well with y'all, man. So alright, here we go. So boom, I'm gonna go ahead and start the process on these and then start incinerating these and get them to red hot. I've already got my distilled water. I've already got my distilled water over there heating up, and I've got my little crucible for the incineration already set up. I've got my torch set up, so I'm gonna go directly into incinerating these. But first, I'm gonna get a weight on these. So I'm gonna turn my scales on, and oh yeah, this is the next batch for me and my partner. Me and my partner been saving up that. He's got a ton of stuff he's about to send me, but I gotta get this done. Now I did have to take a couple of days off because I had some little issues occur, but I'm back and we're rolling, and it's all in the Heavenly Father's hand. Okay, so here we go. This says it weighs 20.4 grams. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the scale. I think I just waited a minute ago. It said 20.3. I don't know why it's doing that. So we're gonna say 20.3. Can y'all see it? Yep. Okay. So boom. Tear it out. So let's get a weight on this right here and see how much nitric we're gonna have to use on it. All right. I think a piece come out. Oh yeah, this is all the stuff that I cleaned. I took out of it. So all of this is stuff that I've taken out. So anyways, here we go. So I got 443 grams. It should have been 444. I think a piece fell out. I don't know. So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what we got to do right here. So you see that says 443. So what I would do, I mess around and wrote 444. Because when I weighed it earlier, it weighed 444. But anyways, I put 444 times 3.5. And I got 1,554 out of it. So what this is, this stands for my 3.5 would be 3.5 milliliters of nitric I would use, because it takes on every 1 gram of gold filled material, it takes 3.5 milliliters of nitric acid to dissolve it. So what I would do to figure out how much nitric acid I would need for this, I would, like I said, I would take 444, I would times it by 3.5, and I got back 1,554. So 1,554, that'd be that's how many milliliters of nitric acid it's going to take to dissolve this. So here we go, guys. We're going to go ahead and crank this thing up and get it started. So, oh yeah. So here I got, that's 32 ounces of nitric. So that's 1,000 milliliters. So I got another one right here. And we got another one right here. So, and another one right here. So we got our everything ready. So we're on deck, gentlemen. And just grateful to be back, man, and doing this right here. So here we go, guys. I'm going to turn y'all around. Hope I don't drop the camera. Let me make sure I get everything right. Okay. Put the camera up on a little stand. Oh yeah, I fixed my little area up. I got little lights right there. So, alright, here we go. And turn my scales off. Put my material right there, crank my torch up, and go ahead. And like I said, in here is my distilled water. I got my distilled water. It's hot and ready. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I get done incinerating the pieces to red hot, I'm going to drop it directly into my distilled water. So what I'm doing right here is I'm just burning all the grease off of it. A lot of pocket watches and stuff like that. I'm going to turn my flame all the way down. So a lot of pocket watches and jewelry has grease on it because our body, we secrete grease and stuff like that, oils. It comes out on this. So what I do is I incinerate it to red hot, and that helps in the refining. It burns all them oils and grease and stuff like that. Burns all the people off of it. So here we go. Let's get it started. I'm going to move this to this side. I'm going to scoot this over. So I'm going to move this back. Hold on. Move this out the way. Boom. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and start putting my material in here. Alright. And we're heating it up. Hold on. I think I want to put this back over again. My bad, y'all. Let me get this thing started. Just turn it back a little bit. Take my lid off. Okay, so we are done incinerating. Took us out of hyperlapse. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the rest of this in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of this in here. So as you can see, I'm going to lift this up so you can see what I'm doing with this. So this is a very important process that you do with it. So as you can see, I burnt it to where, you know, I do that. You got to do that incinerate. You got to burn it like that to where, because for some reason it's an extremely important process. And while you're doing that, while you're heating it up, you might get stuff like this come out. So hold on. Let me show you what this is. So when I was doing that in the hyperlapse, I was melting that first stuff down, and this stuff melted like really quick. So that I don't know what that is. That's not gold filled. That's not gold. That's not nothing. I don't know what that is. It melts super fast like plastic. So I took that out of the first thing before I dumped it in there. Then I guess I throw it in the floor. So that's another good reason to do that. But now I take this, and you can see the discoloration on it. So, but that's okay. So I'm gonna dump this straight in the beaker like I've been doing with all the other. Alright, and you gotta be careful dumping it in the beaker, because you mess around and break your beaker. Them jokers are $30-$40 a pop, so you know that sucks when you break one. I've had my cats break one. Okay, so as y'all can see, we're looking good right here. I'm gonna put a little more distilled water in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my nitric acid and start the nitric acid boils. So here we go, y'all. Now, once again, gentlemen, all thanks and praise go to the Heavenly Father. Who am I that He'd have mercy on me? So, here we go, guys. I'm going to start it out with probably, because it's already warm, I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to start it out with probably, I'm going to do a little more. I'm going to do a 20 milliliters. That's a little more than 20 milliliters. No, that's a whole, I'm looking, that's a whole 30 almost. I wasn't even paying attention. I couldn't see. I'm watching the camera, guys. So I'm going to put this in here. Go ahead and pour it in there. Slowly. Because I don't want a runaway reaction and have it boiling over. Because hot nitric, you have to be careful. This stuff don't play. You got to think it's eating metal up. So that wasn't really a big time reaction. I know it's hot. So I'm going to go ahead and put another 30 in here. Try to. I think that's all I'm gonna got. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that out. I'm not gonna pour that in there. I'm gonna go ahead and put my lid on here. I'm gonna take my heat, turn the heat off, put my lid on, and set my nitric down here. I'm gonna turn this around so y'all can see. Maybe scoot y'all up a little bit. Give y'all a front row seat here. Okay, you can see it going. Is my camera light on? Yep. So this is what we got going, and what we're doing right here, guys, is we're dissolving the base metals, and we're gonna leave the gold foils. So like I told y'all, a lot of this stuff was unmarked. It was sent to me, and it tells me this is my business partners. It's all unmarked. So I scratch test everything. I went through everything. It was a ton of stuff. Y'all should have seen what it was. So I went through everything. I scratch tested it. Scratch tested it if I thought it might be gold, because there's a lot of unmarked gold out there too. So if you're out here doing this, you need to watch out for unmarked gold, because it's easy to find. I found unmarked gold plenty of times. So anyways, after you get to doing it for a little while, you can almost tell if it's gold or not. I mean, I'm not trying to say that you can just, I can look at it and say, oh yeah, that's real gold. No, because I bought plastic. I bought a piece of plastic one time. Me and my partner, it was a lady at work. I don't even think I told my partner. I texted him. I said, hey, lady here at work has some gold for sale. I said, you know, and he's like, all right, well, let's weigh it up. Let's check it out, see what she wants for it. So I go to work, I weigh it out, I call him, I say, hey, I need this X amount of money, and I'm gonna buy this gold. Well, I buy the gold, got home, you know, I didn't mess with it because I was on second shift then, and I didn't come home then, so I didn't mess with it then. I think the next day I got up, I got to looking at it, and I bought I bought 2 grams of what should have been 14 karat was actually 2 grams of just plastic. but it was covered. It was coated in. I thought it was gold. So, anyways, I had to pay for that out of my pocket. I put the money back. So nothing was said. But anyways, but that has happened, and it does happen. So, but with the gold filled jewelry, you know, it's good to get if you're really trying to make money. But this was just stuff that was found around the house that my partner said, his business partner, he collected and stuff. So he just sent me to see what we're gonna get out of it. So that's what we got going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all on hyperlapse and not talk y'all to death and let y'all go watch the process. All right, so here we go. So last night, or I left this in hyperlapse, right? So it got late, so I come in here, I cut the video off, I shut it down for last night, and it got real late. So, and I shut it down, and this morning I had to go to work, so I'm back from work, and when I got home, I turned the heat on, because when I shut it down, I take the heat off and everything, and it's all right to do that. So now that I'm back, I got the heat on. I just turned the heat back up. I'm probably going to I got to pour some nitric in here. But, so last night, during hyperlapse, I poured maybe 600 milliliters of nitric in here. And you can already start to see there's gold foils. Let me see if I can take the camera down and show y'all the gold foils. See if you can see them. So you can already see some of the gold foils right here. They're falling off and they're sticking to the top. That's a good sign, because remember I told you most of that, almost all of that stuff was unmarked, but there was some marked stuff in here. So here we go. We can see the gold foils coming to the top. That's what we're looking for. So all this green solution right here, that's going to be the base metals. What does the base metal water, the distilled water that I put, it acts as a medium for the base metals to go into. So the nitric eats the base metals up, and the distilled water is a medium for the base metals to go into. So I repeated that twice, but I was just making sure I said it right. Anyways, so we got our gold foils coming, guys. I'm glad to see that, because I had done a pocket watch. Let me show y'all the solution. So I done a pocket watch for the same guy, right? He had got the pocket watch sent back. So let me tell you the story first, then I'll show the beaker. So my partner, his business partner, he wheels and deals in pocket watches and fine jewelry, right? So my partner, he had called me and he's like, "Hey, one of my business partners had some stuff a guy sent back, said there was no gold in it." So he's like, we want to see if there was how much gold's in it, because like I said, my business partner, he does online auctions and he on pocket watches, and he sells lots of pocket watches. When I say he sells them, he'll sell and he's making $5,000 to $6,000 in one whop on his pocket watches, gold field pocket watches. So, with that said, now he had sold a lot to this guy, right? And the guy sent one of the pocket watches back. I'm talking about that pocket watch. It was a big boy pocket watch. It weighed 60. I made a video. I was gonna post it on. I was gonna post it on here, but it didn't turn out right because right. So the guy had sent the pocket watch back, and he said that there was no gold on it. That there was no gold, which the pocket watch had a lot of wear and tear on it. It had a lot of wear and tear, but the inside was flawless, beautiful. You see the gold. So what I did, so what my partner did, he sent me that, and he's like, hey, let's do a video and let's see what we get out of it. So I did the video. Boom, 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 boom. I did the video. I did everything right. Everything right. So now what happened was I put my gold foils in the aqua regia. So when I put my gold foils in the aqua regia, it dissolves all the gold, you know. So I filtered the aqua regia. I filtered it like 3 times, I think, to get my solution completely clear. Now I did a stannous chloride test, and y'all can see it's still going back here. I did a stannous chloride test on the solution, and it didn't. It come back negative for gold. But I know the pocket watch. I can see the gold on it. So, anyways, I went ahead and did the SMB, the sodium metabolic phosphate drop on it. You know, so I poured my SMB in here. So, boom, this is it. So here, if you look, I got gold coming. It took almost a day and a half for it to settle. But there's the gold right there, guys. So, I didn't think there was any gold in it, period. Because my stannous chloride test came back negative. Which tells me I need more stannous chloride. So there we go. There's our gold. I guess I will maybe post a video. Y'all leave me a comment if y'all want me to post a video about that pocket watch. Hey, and if y'all like what y'all see, subscribe. But yeah, you can see the gold in the bottom of it. It's that stuff that looks like dirt, mud. So here we go, gentlemen. There we are with this back. So hallelujah, thank you, Heavenly Father, that it produced gold. That wasn't for no money. There was no money in that deal, period. That was just to see what we got out of that. And this is for the same client as well, my partner's business partner. So here we go, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put us in time lapse. But before I do that, I haven't put no nitric in here yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and here's 1,000 milliliters. It was it's the end of that one. So but that's not 1,000 milliliters I put in here. So I'm gonna put to crank it up. I'm gonna pour 50 milliliters in there. So here we go. And like I said, if y'all like, man, what y'all see, subscribe, like, hit me with comments. Let's talk. If you're trying to learn how to do this, I can teach you. I'm not a professional, but I produce gold. 99.1, 99.2% gold. So, pure 24 karat gold. I had a couple of people had asked me to refine for them. I mean, I don't mind refining for somebody, but I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure understanding is the key to everything. So I want to make sure we have a clear understanding. But I'm not opposed to doing that. So here we go, guys. I added a little more light in here so y'all can see. I got light right there, and I got that I hooked up. I got them lights right there. I got them lights right there. So I'm blessed and highly favored, man. All praise be to the Heavenly Father. So here we go, guys. Y'all see it automatically took off pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put us in hyperlapse and let us watch it go. Look at that. I like the orange cloud. Ain't that cool? All right, guys. Okay guys, welcome back. CG's Refining and Recovery. So now I'm gonna go in here and just I got us at a hyperlapse so we can go ahead and take a look at what we got. So I've done put about 1,000 milliliters of nitric acid into this solution. So my math says I got about 500 I got about 550 more milliliters to go until all of this is completely dissolved and all the base metals are gone. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it, stir it around, see what our foils look like. So I'm gonna have to pull it down off the thing, pull it off the heat. My water. Oh yeah, my throat's kind of sore, y'all. So I don't know why. All right, get my little stir stick. Can y'all see it? Oh yeah, that's great. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna show y'all the foils. So this is what we was after right here. All them foils right there. Let me see if I get another stir stick. If I got one handy. I ain't got one on me. Hold on. I'll get another stir stick and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about with the gold foils. My bad, y'all. And here we go. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and go in here and get these foils out. That's a ton of gold foils. So I'm not knowing how much this is gonna yield. Y'all comment on here. Let me know what y'all think it's gonna yield. Cause I'm not really sure. 444 grams, and most of it was unmarked. I could probably count on my hand how many pieces were actually marked gold filled. So as you can see, they were good solid flakes, foils right there. So my math tells me I got about 500. I got about 550 milliliters. I got about 550 more milliliters of nitric acid to go until all my base metals are dissolved in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you on time hyperlapse. As I do that, I'm gonna add some more nitric to it. I might take some of this solution out. That's actually why I've been letting it cool down. I'm gonna pour some of this solution off and get some more fresh solution. So I'm gonna put some more fresh nitric in there and some more fresh distilled water in it. So, cause I want to freshen it up. And then this solution, I'll filter it out while the others boiling still, and I'll get all the foils out of this solution. All right, so here we go, y'all. Okay, I took y'all to hyperlapse. We'll get down here and look. Y'all see I siphoned all the solution out of our foils. I'm gonna let you look down here and look at the foils. There's all our gold foils. There they go. They still gotta be I still gotta do some nitric and distill water boils. But there's the gist of it right there, guys. I know y'all looking down there like, man, that is not gold. Yeah, that is. It's 24 karat gold, as a matter of fact. A bunch of it. So now y'all remember most of this stuff was unmarked. So I mean, you get lucky when you get unmarked stuff sometimes, and then again, if you buy it thinking it might be gold filled, you get burnt. So, but I think my partner, his business partner, he just had all this stuff laying around, and he just wanted to know what he could get out of it. So here we are. We're gonna show him what we can get out of it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add more distilled water and add more nitric, and that just freshens it up so I can break the rest of these down. So here, put some heat on. Here's my distilled water. Scoot y'all up, y'all can see. Just putting enough to fill it over, to cover it up. I'm gonna let my heat sit on that for a little while and let that warm up. Because once it warms up and I pour the nitric, it'll automatically react. So I just go ahead and just let it warm up first. Then I pour my nitric. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. Show y'all this. This is the solution that I just got out of here. Hold on. This and this. These are the two solutions I just got out of that big beaker. So I'm gonna pour this one into here. I'm gonna transfer that one into there. And I'm gonna test it for silver. Because a lot of times there be silver, they use gold filled jewelry. A lot of gold filled jewelry is silver with the gold overlay. So I checked to see if there's any silver in them. Set this right here. Get another little beaker. Test to see if there's any silver in our solution. And if so, I will process the silver. I had to get some more hydrochloric acid earlier, so that's why I'm doing this kind of late now. My partner had to get me some more hydrochloric. So anyways, here we go. I'm gonna pour a little of this in there. Put a little bit of it back. About that much. And what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna pour hydrochloric in here, and and you'll see if there's any or any silver in it. So let's see if there's any silver. So I'm gonna pour some hydrochloric in it real quick. Let me get my hydrochloric out. You know what I'm at? That's my hydrochloric right there. So I'm just going to dump my hydrochloric in here. I mean, I'm going to pour this solution into my hydrochloric. I'm not seeing. Yeah, so I'm not seeing no silver in here. I'm not seeing none in there, period. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to save that. I think there is silver in it. I know there's some gold flakes in it. I know that guaranteed. So, take this down, set it down over here. Alright, clean this off. This about warming up now. So I'll show you what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to dump some of this right back in there. Because there was a lot of nitric in that already. So I'm going to take and dump some of this used nitric right back in there. See what happens. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna put a shot of 30 milligram in there, 30 milliliters of nitric in there with the used nitric. Pour it straight in there like that. I'm gonna pour it straight on in here. boo. I'm doing the video real quick. Alright, I'm putting another 40 in here. That's another 40 milliliters right there of nitric acid I'm pouring in. And I'm going to put my lid on here. I got my heat cranked up. I put the used nitric acid back in there. And I can see it reacting in. Alright, so I took us out of hyperlapse, right? So while we was in hyperlapse, I went ahead and, this is a pocket watch. This stuff back here that you see, this is stuff from a previous refinery that I'm trying to fix, see if I can get some gold out of it. I'm already seeing some on the bottom, but it's got to settle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat it up, let that boil, and I got some right here. I'm boiling it in hot distilled water. You can see it's starting to chunk up on the bottom, the gold. So that's good. That's what I was wanting to get. And now this, I'm going to take y'all in here and I'm going to show y'all the gold foils that we was after. So hold on. There goes our gold foils. And it's been boiling. I had it on hyperlapse maybe about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Y'all hear my Kit Kat? All he wants to do is meow. But there's all our foils. I don't know how much that's going to be. I'm thinking maybe 44 grams, 444 grams. And just say 250 was real. I don't know. I'm thinking about 8-9 grams total is what I'm thinking out of that. Maybe more. All right. All right. So I took us out of hyperlapse. I'm shutting down for the night. It done got way late. So shutting it down, it'll be alright if I shut it down and just leave it. My throat's kind of getting sore and all types of junk. All of a sudden my head started hurting, my throat's getting sore. But anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for the night and start it back up in the morning. In the morning, I'm probably gonna go ahead and filter it off because I'm gonna leave it sitting out. I mean, it's hot right now to the touch. I couldn't pick it up, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, and that'll sit like that. It'll be hot for the rest of the night, and I'll put some fresh nitric in it real quick, and I'm gonna remove it off the heat, and then it'll sit there and cook all night good. So that's good. All right, so here we go. We'll go ahead and try to put 50 in there, 50 milliliters of nitric. You have to dump it in there slow because if you do it in there all at one time, it'll have a runaway reaction. That way you know you're not putting too much in there anyways. You just do it slow, a little at a time. What I've come to find out, I can get more nitric in there if I do it slowly like this than if I was just to hit it with like 30s. Boom, boom, and just pour a whole 30 in there. If I pour a whole 30 in there, it would make it boil up. But if I pour the 50 in there slowly, it does just right. So I need to write that down. I got my little tally sheet of how many milliliters I've done got in there. So alright. So there we go, guys. Shutting it down. Okay, so I've siphoned most of the solution off. Here it is. There's no more base metals. All the base metals are dissolved. But the problem is that it's turned into this mud. This purple gold mud. See, when you see that purple, that's gold. So I didn't know that. I used to pour it out thinking it was nothing. So I used to pour that purple solution out. I didn't know. But hold on, let me take the lid off. You can see the foils at the bottom. It's a good bit of foils. But I really hate this purple mud because you lose a lot. It don't all get trapped in the filter. But here we are. I'm going to show you you see the foils underneath it? Right there. So here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and start filtering this off now. So I'm going to put this in hyperlapse and start filtering. Because it takes forever to filter. So here we go. I got my beaker. I got my funnel. I actually put 3 funnels because of all that purple mud in there. So it's going to take forever to filter this out. But that's alright. Go ahead and hook this up. Alright. Pour a little water in here. And I'm going to start pouring my solution. Alright guys, so as y'all can see, we have been filtering. Y'all remember the purple that it was? Look at that. That's what we got out. That. And we got this. So remember that purple solution? No more purple. So we trapped all the gold into the filters. Look how caked these filters are with that purple mud. Here, I can take it out. It's been sitting for a while. So here. Take this. Boom. I'm going to let y'all see down in there. So there is the foils. There is the filter. So all that purple in there, that's mud. And all the filters, I mean, that's all the foils down in there. So boom. So now here we go. I got to take this. And my next step here is to incinerate it. I got to take this and I got to incinerate it. And that'd be to burn it. So I'm not trying to burn it to melt it or nothing like that. I'm just trying to incinerate it. So just to get it red hot. I'm not trying to just, I'm just trying to get it to ash red. Like, and I'm not, you can't get it no hotter. You don't want to melt nothing. So I use a multi-purpose, the multi-purpose gas when I'm doing this. So I'm going to take this down. Alright. Pull this off. And I'm going to show y'all what we got. I'm going to dump this straight in the filter. I'm going to dump that. I'm going to dump this gold straight in here. All this. So I'm going to dump the filter. So here we go. Let me see if y'all get a good view. Alright. Boom. Alright, there it is. Now I got all that left in there. That's the cause of that mud. So now I'm going to have to try to scrape that off. Here we go. Yeah, that's a mess. Alright, what I'm going to do is this right here. I'm going to hit it with the water. Ooh, that's a mess. Alright. Get all that off of there, wipe it on there. Okay. So what I'll do is get a filter. And I'm going to clean it out with a filter and burn the filter. So let's see. Without dumping all that water in there. So that's a mess. So here we go. I trapped it on that filter. Got on my hand too. Man. Best I can do. Still more in there. Oh well, I'm not going back in there. I'm getting on my hands. I'm not going to go back in there. I'm just going to rinse that out and put it in a thing and save it. I hate that. Okay, so now I just incinerate this, get it to red hot. So here we go. I got my multi-purpose gas ongoing. I've already got my I've already got my thing, I've already got my hydrochloric acid heating up right here. And let's go. Changing how low my flame is. I don't want to lose nothing. See how that caught fire like that? And it starts to blowing. That's not what I want. I don't want nothing to blow away. Okay, so here we are, guys. So as you seen, I incinerated it. That's what you do when you incinerate it. You burn it. You just get the ashes. I incinerated it. It works out a whole lot better when you do that. You get a better yield. So, and it goes way more shinier. So, okay, I'm gonna move this over here. This is hydrochloric and sulfuric already mixed. Remind you, hydrochloric and sulfuric already mixed. I do that because the sulfuric precipitates any lead that may be present in any of your material that you got. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna dump that straight in here. I gotta get a coffee filter to dump it. Still don't know where my brush is. Alright, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna dump these ashes straight in here. I guess you see it got on the side. All right. Let me get my gloves on. My heavy duty gloves. Swirl it around. It's a lot of swirling. Hold on. I'll get this, wash it down. Alright, there it is. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add 20 milliliters. I'm going to add almost 20 milliliters of nitric in here. Oops. Bing. Well, I added over 20. See the reaction already taking off. Put my lid on here. Because them's the deadly fumes we was talking about, the warning. Scooch y'all up. We're cooking our gold. That's what we're doing right now. So this process takes a while, so I put this in hyperlapse so we can speed through. I'll put a little more heat on here. Alright, so the aqua regia stage is complete. Everything has dissolved. If there's anything left in our beaker, it is trash. So now, like always, we to the filtering part. So now I gotta filter this solution to get it as clear as possible. So what I'm gonna do, I've already let it sit to where it's cool, but I'm gonna put a little ice in there to cool it down. And the ice precipitates any silver chloride that may be present in there too, if any lasted. So here we go. I'm gonna cool it down and I'm gonna start filtering it. Cookie Monster. Can I get 2 scoops of the Cookie Monster? And a scoop of the... You know, all of this is very super. Alright, rinse the sides off. But I believe telling Ellis not to eat the hardest. Alright. So she does understand. And I've already got my funnel beaker. Everything set up. I've got my filter paper already in there. So here I'm gonna go ahead and dump some ice into this. I got some distilled ice that I've made. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting some in here. Cool it down. Hold on. After we do the filter, I'm gonna go ahead and do the S&B drop. There we go. I ain't gonna put no more ice in there. Swirl it around. So there's our gold bearing solution. Let me feel. Cool to the touch. Okay, so I'm gonna start pouring it directly into my filter. My funnel. Onto the filter. I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up. And here we go. More automation led to greater efficiency, which means creativity stays the star of the show. Make amazing happen. Dell Technologies and CDW. Previously on Mama So we filtered twice. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I've already filtered twice. As you can see, our solution is a whole lot clearer than what it was. So here we go. If anything comes out of the bottom, it'll just be water. Alright. So I'm gonna show you what's inside the filter. That's just the trash that we have left. So I'm gonna set this up here, or I'm gonna set this back over here out of the way. And now we're gonna do the SMB drop, sodium metabiphosphite. That is what precipitates the gold out of solution. So now, but I'm gonna do a stannous chloride test to see if there is gold in solution. So I'm just gonna transfer the solution right into this beaker. Clear, pretty. Alright. Here we go. I get my little hand around it. Grab my water. Clean this out. Alright. Clean. Here we go. Cleaned out. Set it over here. I'm going to get my filter paper out to do a stannous chloride test to see if there is gold in solution. So let's go. Go ahead and get this going now. Go ahead and do this. See if my stannous chloride is working. Here we go. Take this for my stannous chloride. Stannous chloride test for, you'll see down here, it says it tests for gold, platinum, and palladium. So what we're looking for is a dark stain to come on, to pop up. So I'm going to dip this in the solution. I'm going to drip some of this on. If we see a black stain, that means there is gold in solution. So boom. Got some on this filter paper. Drop it on. Boom. There's our black stain. So that's what we were looking for. We looking for the black. So boom. Dark stain. Alright. So I'm going to put this out the way. Positive stannous chloride test. So now I'm going to do the SMB drop. Sodium metabiphosphite. So now what we're looking for here is it's going to just pop black. We're looking for it to pop black. So here we go. And this is called stump out of sodium metabiphosphite, SMB. So I'm going to put a scoop in here. Alright, here we go. We're wanting it to turn black, just pop black. So that's what we're looking for. And there it is. Beautiful. Bring the camera down. Okay, I'm going to do another scoop of SMB. I'm going to swirl it around. Put another scoop of SMB until I see a head of foam. Still not seeing no foam. That's a lot of SMB in there. Got to be a lot of gold. 442 grams. but it was unmarked, so we'll get in here and stir this up with a stir stick. That joker is loaded with gold. You see little chunks of S&B in there, that's okay. Rinse the sides off. Put another scoop of S&B in here and see if we can see some foam. I'm gonna reach in and get a stannous chloride test. Cause heck, I'm out of S&B now. I get the stannous chloride test, and see if there's not a black stain. We're not looking for a black stain here. If there's not a black stain, that lets me know I precipitated all gold out of solution. So I gotta put my respirator on. That stuff stinks horribly. I should have been put my respirator on. Alright. So I had to put a respirator on. Ugh. The S&B stinks so bad. It's horrible. Alright. So I'm gonna get my stannous chloride test. Like I said, when you put an S&B in there, it stinks horribly. And with that being a lot, it's horrible smelling here. Alright. I got a little solution on there. I don't want to see a black stain. That means I precipitated all gold. There is no more gold in solution. So, that's a negative stannous chloride test. So, all gold has been precipitated out of my solution. So, with it being S&B, it takes a while to settle. So, but you can already see the gold in the bottom. That looks like mud, that's gold. Now I just let it sit. I'm gonna put you on time lapse. See if y'all can see it settle. So it has been settling now for almost 24 hours. So any gold that is going to settle has already settled. So now what I have done, I went and got some hot distilled water. So now I'm going to pour this waste solution off in my waste jar. And I'm going to rinse the gold with hot distilled water. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Rinse the sides down. Alright. Boom. Now I got my waste jar right here. So I'm going to pour this waste into here. Because there shouldn't be no gold in here. I've already done a stannous chloride test, so I'm going to pour this in here, but I'm still going to save this waste. Alright. We're going to see what the gold looks like in the bottom. Alright, here we go. So there is our gold in the bottom. There it is, y'all. Don't look like nothing, but there's our gold. Looks like mud, diarrhea or something. So now what I would do, I got my stir stick. So what I would do now, back this out the way. And now, I pour hot distilled water on it. So I pour it down in there. I want to rinse the acids off of the gold. So I get my stir stick, and I stir. And I just rinse all the acids off the gold. And I just continue to pour that water out until the water's just completely like clear. But that's the whole key right here. You just gotta rinse this gold as good as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in hyperlapse because this does take a while. So y'all get the gist of it, but there it is. See how it goes back to like that watery stuff? It's gotta settle. So I just continue pouring that waste solution off. As you can see, our gold in the bottom. Remember, this is a 2,000 milliliter beaker, so alright, here we go. Okay, so I had to take this out of hyperlapse because as I was mix my hot water in to rinse the gold, boom, there's the gold. So there it is, a good slug in there. I don't know, probably, I'm not sure. So, alright, so I rinsed the gold off. As you can see, there's clear liquid coming off of it now. But as I was rinsing it with the hot distilled water, it usually don't mix with the hot distilled water, and I poured it in here, and it's even starting to like get on the side right here for some reason. That was a clean beaker. So anyways, so I'm gonna let this hot distilled water, that's hot distilled water, so that was my rinse water. That's way too much gold in there. I can look on the bottom and see, like, I poured it in there, there's gold all on the bottom of that. So I'm just gonna have to let that settle and then try it again with the rinse, and hopefully this won't happen. But I don't know why that happened. But we got our gold right here. There's our gold, a good slug in there. So I'm just gonna let this settle. I'm gonna leave this sitting here. I'm gonna put this on hyperlapse for a little while so we can let it settle. I'm gonna take this down. I poured everything out of there. I put it because it's too cloudy. I mean, there's a lot of gold in there. There's probably 2 grams of gold in there. I don't know about that, but there's a good bit of gold in there. So I'm gonna let that settle. Hopefully it'll clear up. I need all that liquid to go clear because all that brown in there is just gold, just floating. So I don't know why that is. So I'm going to go ahead and call it quits on letting this settle. Whatever settled has settled. So I'm going to set this over like this, tilt this back so I don't knock that over. I'm going to go ahead and pour whatever I got out right here, and I'm going to add it to the crucible. So now I'm going to do a distilled water, try to do a distilled water rinse on this. I got my hot distilled water back here, so See how that goes. I hope it don't cloud up again. As you can see, there's gold in the bottom. So, here we go. I'm pour hot distilled water on it. Not much. Get my stir stick out. I'm gonna try to rinse it. See it, it's watered up on me, mudded up again. But it might go back. Hold on. I'm not gonna spend all day on this. I hate this. I'll let this settle and I'll filter the mess out of it later. See? I might just filter this. I'm gonna go ahead and filter this. That's what I'm gonna do. So let me go ahead and set my thing up. I got a little one here. It's clean. I'm gonna go ahead and put my filter in it. I got a little funnel thing right there. I got my little funnel, so I'm gonna go ahead and put I'm gonna put I guess 2 filters in it and try to trap this this gold in these filters, and then I'm gonna put that in the filters as well, I guess. But I don't like doing it like that. But that's what I'm gonna have to do with this. Sometimes you gotta work with what you can. You run into problems. Not everything's gonna be the same, but that's okay. You learn from every mistake. But this really wasn't a mistake. This is just how it happened. Okay, so here we go. Or it might have been a mistake. I don't know. Here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and filter this off. And let this get trapped in the filter, and then I'll just burn the filter and everything together. The filter gets burned away, it turns into ashes, so it don't mess with the gold. Alright. I gotta get some more water. Ran out of water in my little jug. I'll probably have to filter this like 2 times, 3, 4 times to get all the gold trapped in it. But here we go. There was still some in here. Alright. That's going to take a while to filter, I'm sure, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in hyperlapse and filter it. Alright, so I'm not going to filter that no more. I just filtered that like 4 times. So whatever's stuck in there is in there. I'm not going to mess with that no more. So you can look down here and here. You see we got gold all in our filter. That's what I was talking about. All that cloudiness. So that's a problem. I hate that. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and transfer this gold onto this filter. And we're going to go ahead and melt it down. Get this process over with. So I gotta pour this little bit of solution off right here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour this solution off of this, and I'm gonna try to get this slug down in here into this filter. Alright, so here we go. I'm trying to get it in there. Take this filter. Let me get this funnel off. Y'all can see. Here we go. Try to slide the slug off in there. Try and get it dead in the middle if I can. Let me see, let me get a little water. Man. You know what? I'm not going to do it like that. I'm going to put that in the crucible. I'm going to put this in the crucible. Yeah, I got the crucible right here. That way I can see it better. Alright. So I'm going to put this out the way. Save that. Alright, where's my tweezers to get it out? Okay. Here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these filters directly in this crucible. See, there's still some stuff in there. So I'm gonna do it like this. Put that back out the way. Fold it up. Kinda. Try to. Boom. Try to fold it up in a little ball. Alright, I guess. I don't know. I hate this. Alright, so y'all couldn't see what I just folded, but I just folded that up. Okay, and now I'm going to try to get the gold directly in here. So, that seems like that would work better for me. If I can get down, get the gold out. Come on, gold. There it is. Alright. Alright, here we are. So there we are, man. All the gold is out of the beaker. All the gold is out of the beaker. And it is now in the crucible. Woo! This has been going on for a little while now. So here we go. So now I take that out. I got to take some water out of here. So I tilt it to the side. Try to see clear spots of water. I try to soak up all the water that I can without getting any of the gold particles in here. I hate doing this. For one, a little drop is hard to do with one hand. That's for sure. Alright. That's good. So here we are, y'all. Take us to the melt table. See what we got. Let me make sure everything's situated. Alright. Move, move, move. Get it. Okay, y'all. So I'm going to set us over here. Get the crucible. Alright. Set us up. Here we go, y'all. So, I'm going to go ahead and start the melting process. Crank my torch up. And we're going to start it out. You're going to see me pour white powder on here. That's called boric acid. So, put y'all on hyperlapse. Alright, here we are, y'all. So here we are, man. We are complete. Time to see what we have. Moment of truth. So that's what I see, gentlemen, in here. So let me see if it's ready. We're gonna wait. Pull it. She should be ready. Yep, she ready. Okay. So move this out the way. Ooh, that's hot. Alright. There's our button in the thing. So let's see what we got. Uh-oh. And she's heavy. There's our gold. Out of 444, 44 grams of unmarked. This is what we got. Well, not all unmarked. Mostly unmarked. That's what we got right there. You can see some of the, that on the bottom, that's just, that's the boric acid that got on the bottom. So, let me go ahead and get my scales out. Hold on. Move the scales over here. I'm glad we got this over with. This process has been some stuff had happened in this process I did not like. And here's our button. Go ahead and see. And it says we have 5.2 grams of 24K out of 444 grams of mostly unmarked material. So 5.2, it's $166 a gram. So y'all do the math. I'm glad y'all watched CG's Refining and Recovery. I thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe. Stay tuned. There's a whole lot more to come.